The biggest change you can make right now is not waiting for tomorrow, not waiting for perfect conditions, and not waiting for someone else to give you permission. The biggest change you can make is deciding, right here, right now, that you are no longer willing to settle for the life that keeps you small. Change does not start with massive steps. It begins with a choice. One decision, a shift in your mind. You don't need to move mountains today. You just need to decide that you will no longer let fear, doubt, or excuses run your life. Think about it. Every breakthrough in history started with a single decision. Someone said, enough is enough. Someone said, I'm ready to step into the unknown. Someone said, I'm willing to grow, even if it's uncomfortable. So what's the biggest change you can make right now? It's not quitting your job tomorrow. It's not uprooting your whole life. It's choosing courage over comfort. It's saying, I'm done playing small. I'm done waiting. I'm ready to live fully, not half-heartedly. And here's the truth. Once you decide, life starts aligning. Doors open, energy shifts, opportunities appear. Not because the world changes instantly, but because you change instantly. You start showing up differently, speaking differently, walking differently. You radiate certainty instead of hesitation, and that certainty attracts growth. The biggest change you can make right now is to stop being a prisoner of the past and become the architect of your future. Your story isn't finished. In fact, the best chapters are unwritten, and they begin the moment you decide to change. So today, let this be your line in the sand. Don't wait for someday. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Don't wait for permission. The biggest change you can make right now is to take ownership of your life, and when you do, everything else changes with it. The biggest change you can make right now does not start outside of you. It starts inside. It starts with the way you think, the beliefs you hold, and the mindset you choose to live from every single day. Because here's the truth. Your mind is the command center of your life. Every action you take, every risk you do or don't embrace, every opportunity you recognize or overlook, it all begins in your thoughts. If your mindset is limited, your life will be limited. If your mindset is small, your dreams will stay small. But if your mindset is abundant, fearless, and growth-driven, then your life begins to expand in ways you never imagined. The world doesn't shape your reality nearly as much as your mindset does. Think about it. Two people can face the exact same challenge. One sees it as a dead end, the other sees it as an opportunity. What makes the difference? Not their circumstances, but their mindset. One says, this is too big for me. The other says, I am bigger than this challenge. And that shift in perspective is the seed of transformation. Changing your mindset means rejecting the language of limitation. It means replacing I can't with how can I. It means silencing the voice of doubt that says you're not ready, and choosing instead to say I'm learning, I'm growing, I will get ready as I go. Here's the beautiful part. Mindset is not fixed. Science shows us that our brains are wired for growth. Neuroplasticity proves that you can literally reprogram your mind with new thoughts, new habits, and new beliefs. You are not stuck with the mindset you were given. You can create the mindset you want. So, what does changing your mindset look like right now? It looks like choosing possibility over fear. It looks like saying, I don't know everything yet, but I am capable of figuring it out. It looks like standing in front of the mirror and declaring that you are worthy of success, worthy of love, worthy of growth. Because you are. When you change your mindset, your world expands. Challenges become stepping stones, not obstacles. Failures become lessons, not verdicts. Criticism becomes feedback, not rejection. And suddenly, doors you thought were locked forever begin to open. The biggest change you can make right now is to look at your life through a new lens. A lens of courage, resilience, and abundance. Because once your mindset shifts, your choices shift. And when your choices shift, your entire life transforms. Remember this. Your external world is always a reflection of your internal world. Change the inside and the outside will follow. So today, decide to rewire your thinking, replace doubt with faith, replace fear with courage, replace excuses with action, because the most powerful change is not out there, it's in here. And once your mind changes, Everything else falls into place. The second biggest change you can make right now is this: take full responsibility for your life. No more blaming, no more pointing fingers, no more waiting for someone else to fix things. Responsibility is not a burden, it's your greatest power. Here's why: as long as you believe your life is controlled by circumstances, other people, or bad luck, you stay powerless. You wait, you hope, you complain, but nothing changes. The moment you say, "This is my life, my choices, my results," you regain control. Responsibility hands the keys of your future back into your hands. Think about it. Excuses are easy. Anyone can say, "I wasn't born into money. I didn't get the right education. It's too late for me." But excuses don't change your situation. Excuses are like chains that keep you tied to the same spot. Responsibility, on the other hand, breaks those chains. It says, "Even if I didn't create the situation, I can create the solution." Look at the most successful people in the world. They didn't have perfect conditions. Some grew up in poverty. Some faced rejection over and over. Some started with nothing but a vision. What made them rise wasn't luck. It was their refusal to blame and their decision to own everything about their lives. Responsibility doesn't mean you won't fail. It doesn't mean life won't hit you hard. It means that when it does, you look in the mirror and say, "I decide how I respond. I decide whether I rise or stay down." That's real power. Imagine this: two people lose their job. One blames the economy, the company, the unfair boss. The other says, "This is tough, but I will learn, grow, and find a way to rise higher." Which person do you think rebuilds their future? Responsibility is the dividing line between staying stuck and moving forward. And here's the truth: when you take responsibility, you unlock freedom. Because if you're the problem, you're also the solution. If your choices got you here, new choices can take you somewhere better. No one else has to rescue you. You already have the power to rewrite your story. So what does this look like right now? It means catching yourself when you say, "I can't because," and replacing it with, "How can I?" It means no longer waiting for someone else to give you permission. It means owning your time, your habits, your decisions, your destiny. Responsibility is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Without it, you're drifting. With it, you're driving. So today, drop the excuses. Stop blaming your past, your parents, your boss, or the system. Decide instead, "This is my life, and I am responsible for what I do with it." That's the moment real change begins. Because when you take responsibility, you stop being a victim of life, and you start becoming the creator of it. One of the biggest reasons people never change their lives is because they wait for everything to be perfect. They wait for the perfect timing, the perfect plan, the perfect opportunity, the perfect confidence. But here's the truth you need to hear: perfection doesn't exist, and waiting for it will cost you your dreams. The biggest change you can make right now is to stop chasing perfection and start chasing progress. Progress is real, progress is measurable, progress is powerful, and it is always within your control. Think about a baby learning to walk. They fall over and over again, but every step, every stumble is progress. Imagine if that baby waited until the perfect moment to walk. They would never take a step. But because they embrace imperfection, they learn, they adapt, and eventually they run. The same is true for your life. So many people sit on ideas for years because they want it to be flawless. They want all the answers before they begin. But the secret is this: you gain clarity through action, not before it. Action teaches you what works and what doesn't. Action builds momentum. Action creates opportunities you could never plan for in advance. Perfection, on the other hand, is a trap. It keeps you overthinking, overanalyzing, and procrastinating. You tell yourself, "I'll start when I'm ready," but readiness never comes. What you don't realize is that readiness is created by starting, not waiting. Progress doesn't mean you won't make mistakes. You will. But mistakes are not the opposite of success. They are part of success. Every failure carries a lesson. Every attempt builds resilience. Every imperfect action is moving you forward, while perfection keeps you frozen. Let me give you a powerful shift in perspective. Instead of asking, "How do I do this perfectly?" ask, "How do I do this better than yesterday?" That question changes everything. Because growth is not about giant leaps, it's about consistent steps. One small improvement each day compounds into massive transformation over time. Think about it. If you improved just 1% every day in a year, you wouldn't just be a little better, you'd be 37 times better. That's the power of progress. So, what does choosing progress look like right now? It means starting even if you don't have it all figured out. It means launching the idea, writing the first page, making the call, hitting the gym, without worrying about whether it's perfect. It means understanding that momentum matters more than mastery at the beginning. The biggest change you can make is to stop asking, "Am I ready?" and start saying, "I'll learn as I go." Because the truth is, you'll never feel fully ready. You'll always feel some doubt, but progress doesn't wait for perfect. It rewards the brave who start before they feel ready. So today, let progress be your standard. Take the step, make the move, embrace the messy middle. Because imperfect action will always beat perfect intention, and once you commit to progress, perfection loses its power over you. The final and most powerful change you can make right now is to live in alignment with your future self. Too often, people say they want a better life, but their daily actions are out of alignment with that vision. They dream big at night, but live small during the day. The truth is this: your future self is not built by wishes, it's built by choices. Ask yourself right now, what does the best version of me look like? Picture it vividly. See the version of you who is stronger, more confident, healthier, wealthier, happier, more fulfilled. Imagine how they walk, how they talk, how they handle challenges. That version of you already exists. It's waiting for you. The only question is, are your current actions aligned with that future self? If your future self wakes up early with energy, but today you keep hitting snooze, there's a misalignment. If your future self is financially free, but today you keep spending recklessly, there's a misalignment. If your future self radiates confidence, but today you stay silent and play small, there's a misalignment. And the longer you stay misaligned, the further away your future feels. But here's the beauty: alignment is a choice you can make right now. Every day, you have the chance to ask, what would my future self do in this situation? And then choose accordingly. Would they stay stuck in old habits, or would they rise into new ones? Would they fear judgment, or would they act boldly? Would they waste time, or would they invest it wisely? The biggest change you can make today is to stop living from the limitations of your past and start living from the possibilities of your future. Because your future self is not a distant dream, it's a daily decision. Think of alignment like tuning an instrument. When the strings are off key, the music sounds wrong, but when they're tuned, the sound is powerful and beautiful. Your life works the same way. When your daily actions are tuned to your highest vision, everything begins to flow. You feel more focused, more energized, more unstoppable. And here's the truth: the gap between who you are and who you want to be is closed by daily choices, not massive overnight transformations. It's in the decision to go to the gym when you don't feel like it. It's in the decision to save money instead of spending recklessly. It's in the decision to speak up instead of staying silent. Those little decisions are votes for your future self. So today, ask yourself, am I acting like the person I want to become, or am I acting like the person I've always been? That one question can change everything. Your future is not waiting for you in some faraway place. It's waiting for you in your next choice. Align with your future self today, and watch as your life begins to transform into the vision you've always carried in your heart.